There comes a moment in life when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No miracle, no magic, no shortcut. If you want 2025 to be the best year of your life, then let me tell you a hard truth. It all begins with you. Sure, here's the expanded section in an 800-word format. There is a common misconception that change happens when external circumstances shift in our favor. We wait for the new year, a new job, or a new opportunity, hoping that something outside of us will transform our lives. But real change does not begin when the clock strikes midnight on December 31st. It does not come wrapped in a new calendar or a list of resolutions. Change begins the moment we decide to take full responsibility for our lives. It is not time that changes us. It is our choices. It is not luck that transforms us. It is our mindset. The people who live the lives they dream of are not those who wait for things to happen, but those who take charge and make things happen. The biggest mistake we make is believing that we have unlimited time. We think we can always start tomorrow, next week, or next year. But the truth is, nothing will change until we decide that today is the day. The moment you take responsibility for your life, everything shifts. You stop blaming your past, your circumstances, or the people around you. You realize that while you may not control everything that happens to you, you absolutely control how you respond. And that response determines the direction of your life. Most people waste years waiting for the perfect moment. They say, I will start when I have more time, I will change when things get better, or I will take action when I feel ready. But there is no perfect time. There is no magical moment when everything will align perfectly for you. If you are waiting for the right conditions, you will be waiting forever. The only thing you truly have is this moment, right now. And the question is, what will you do with it? Taking responsibility for your life means no longer making excuses. It is easy to blame others for our struggles. It is easy to say, I failed because my family didn't support me, or I couldn't achieve my goals because life was unfair. But the moment you blame others, you give away your power. Because if others are responsible for your failures, then they also control your future. But if you take ownership of your life, you take back that control. You realize that no matter what has happened to you, you still have the power to rise, to change, and to create something better. And most people resist taking responsibility because it is uncomfortable. It is easier to stay in our comfort zones, even if they are filled with dissatisfaction. Growth is painful. Change is difficult. It requires us to face our weaknesses, to confront our fears, and to admit where we have been holding ourselves back. But growth also brings transformation. It opens doors we never imagined possible. It turns our pain into power and our struggles into strength. And that transformation begins the moment we say, this is my life and I am responsible for it. There is something incredibly powerful about this realization. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for someone to believe in you, to give you an opportunity, or to tell you that you are ready. You become the creator of your own destiny. You understand that if you want something, you must go after it. If you want to change your life, you must be willing to change yourself. Because success, happiness, and growth are not given, they are earned. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that we are not capable. We convince ourselves that we are not smart enough, strong enough, or talented enough. But this is not true. The real problem is not that we lack ability. It is that we lack belief. We have spent so long listening to the voices of doubt, both inside and outside of us, that we have forgotten our own power. But the truth is, no one was born confident. No one was born successful. Every great person you admire once doubted themselves. The only difference is they refused to let their doubts define them. They made a decision to rise above their fears, to push through their insecurities, and to take responsibility for their dreams. Taking responsibility also means embracing failure. Many people are afraid to take action because they fear failing. But failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of it. Every failure is a lesson, every setback is a stepping stone. The people who succeed in life are not those who never fail, but those who never give up. They understand that failure is not a reason to stop. It is a reason to grow. So if you want to change your life, stop fearing failure and start embracing it. Take risks, make mistakes, learn, grow. But whatever you do, don't stay stuck in the same place. Your life is your responsibility. Your happiness is your responsibility. Your success is your responsibility. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want a different life, you must make different choices. If you want to rise, you must take action. Because in the end, life does not wait for you to be ready. Life only rewards those who dare to take control of their own destiny. And that journey begins with one simple decision, the decision to take responsibility. Gratitude is one of the most powerful yet underrated forces in life. It has the ability to transform not only our perspective, but also our entire existence. Yet, so many people spend their lives focusing on what they lack rather than appreciating what they have. They wake up every morning thinking about what is missing, what went wrong, or what they have yet to achieve. But gratitude shifts that mindset completely. It teaches us that true abundance is not about having more. It is about recognizing the value of what is already present in our lives. In a world where comparison is easier than ever, it is natural to feel like we are falling behind. We look at social media and see people traveling the world, achieving great success, or living lives that seem more fulfilling than ours. This constant exposure to what others have can make us feel as if we are lacking something important. But gratitude allows us to step away from that mindset. It reminds us that what we have, no matter how small, is enough. The moment we stop measuring our lives against others and start appreciating our own journey, we begin to feel a deep sense of contentment and peace. Many people believe that happiness comes from getting more money, more recognition, more achievements. But the reality is that happiness is not found in external things. It is found within. How many times have you reached a goal only to realize that the feeling of satisfaction was temporary? How many times have you received something you once desperately wanted, only to move on to the next desire without truly appreciating it? This happens because our minds are wired to seek more. But gratitude interrupts this cycle. It teaches us to pause, to acknowledge, and to truly enjoy what we already have. There are people who have so little yet wake up every morning with joy in their hearts. And then there are those who have everything they ever wished for yet feel empty inside. The difference between them is not wealth, success, or status. It is gratitude. When you focus on what is missing, you will always feel as if something is lacking. But when you focus on what you already have, you begin to feel rich in ways that material things can never provide. Gratitude does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It simply means choosing to see the blessings in the midst of difficulties. Life is not always easy. There will be moments of struggle, moments of disappointment, and moments when things do not go as planned. But even in those moments, there is something to be grateful for. Perhaps it is the lessons learned from failure, the strength gained from hardship, or the support of loved ones during tough times. When we train ourselves to find something to appreciate in every situation, we build resilience. We become stronger, more optimistic, and more capable of handling life's challenges. One of the most beautiful things about gratitude is that it shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance. Instead of thinking about what we lack, we begin to notice how much we already have. We start to appreciate the little things: a warm cup of tea, a kind word from a friend, the beauty of the sunrise. These moments may seem small, but they are the very things that create a meaningful life. When we learn to cherish them, we no longer feel the need to chase after external validation. We realize that joy is not found in having more, but in appreciating deeply. Gratitude also improves our relationships. So often, we take the people in our lives for granted. We assume that they will always be there, that their kindness is expected, that their love is guaranteed. But when we start practicing gratitude, we begin to see people differently. We appreciate their presence, their efforts, and their support. We stop complaining about what they do not do and start recognizing all the ways they contribute to our lives. This simple shift strengthens our connections, deepens our relationships, and fills our lives with love and appreciation. One of the most powerful habits anyone can develop is to take a moment each day to express gratitude. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things you are grateful for, telling someone you appreciate them, or pausing for a few seconds to acknowledge the beauty around you. Over time, this practice rewires your mind. Instead of automatically focusing on problems, you start noticing blessings. Instead of feeling like you are constantly lacking something, you begin to feel fulfilled. Gratitude turns what you have into enough. There will always be things we do not have. There will always be goals we have yet to achieve, dreams we are still chasing, and desires we hope to fulfill. But the secret to a happy life is not in getting everything we want. It is in appreciating what we already have. When we stop looking at life through the lens of scarcity and start seeing it through the lens of abundance, everything changes. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a choice. And that choice has the power to transform our lives in ways we never imagined. Letting go is one of the hardest things to do, yet it is the only way to move forward. So many people spend their lives trapped in the past, holding on to pain, regrets, fears, and toxic relationships that no longer serve them. They carry emotional baggage that weighs them down, making it impossible to fly high. But the truth is, you cannot step into the future while clinging to the past. If you want to rise, you must be willing to release everything that is holding you back. Fear is one of the biggest chains that keep people stuck. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. It whispers in our ears, telling us we are not ready, not good enough, not capable. It convinces us to stay where we are because stepping out of our comfort zones feels risky. But what most people do not realize is that fear is an illusion. Fear is illusion. It only has power over you if you allow it. The moment you stop letting fear control your decisions, you open yourself up to possibilities you never imagined. Every successful person has felt fear. The difference is that they did not let it stop them. They acknowledged it, faced it, and moved forward despite it. Because the only way to conquer fear is to take action. Toxic relationships are another heavy weight that holds people back. Sometimes we hold on to people not because they bring us joy, but because we are afraid of letting go. We tolerate negativity, manipulation, and emotional exhaustion just because we do not want to be alone. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people are lessons, not lifelong companions. Holding on to toxic relationships, whether it is a friend who constantly drains you, a partner who disrespects you, or a family member who belittles you, only robs you of your energy and self-worth. You do not owe anyone a place in your life if they do not treat you with respect and kindness. Letting go of toxic people is not selfish, it is necessary for your peace. Then there is self-doubt, the silent killer of dreams. How many times have you talked yourself out of an opportunity because you believed you were not good enough? How many times have you let insecurity stop you from trying? Self-doubt convinces us that we are less than we truly are. It magnifies our flaws, makes us question our abilities, and keeps us from pursuing our full potential. But self-doubt is nothing more than a collection of thoughts. It is not reality. The only way to overcome it is to challenge it. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what if I succeed? Instead of thinking, I am not ready, remind yourself that no one ever feels completely ready. Growth happens when you take the leap, even when you are uncertain. Letting go does not mean forgetting or pretending that past wounds do not exist. It means making peace with them. It means accepting that what happened cannot be changed, but how you move forward is in your hands. So many people live with regret, replaying past mistakes over and over again in their minds. But dwelling on the past does not change it. It only steals your present. If you want to move forward, you have to forgive yourself. You have to learn from your past instead of being chained by it. The mistakes you made, the opportunities you missed, the pain you experienced, they were all part of your journey, but they do not define you. What defines you is what you do next. One of the biggest lessons in life is understanding that not everything is meant to stay. Some things are meant to teach you. Some people are meant to cross your path for a season, and some experiences are meant to shape you but not define your future. Clinging to the past will only delay your growth. The longer you hold on to what no longer serves you, the longer you postpone your own happiness. Letting go does not mean you are giving up. It means you are making space for something better. It means you are choosing yourself. Growth requires release. You cannot rise while carrying burdens that are meant to be left behind. Imagine trying to climb a mountain with a heavy backpack filled with unnecessary weight. The higher you try to go, the harder it becomes to move forward. But the moment you let go of the unnecessary weight, the climb becomes easier. Life is the same way. You cannot step into your full potential if you are still holding on to the things that keep you small. The truth is, you deserve to be free. Free from the fears that keep you stuck, free from the toxic people who drain your energy, free from the doubts that tell you you are not enough. You deserve to move forward without the weight of yesterday pulling you back. But that freedom comes with a choice. The choice to release, to heal, and to trust that better things are ahead. Letting go is not easy, but neither is staying in the same place when you know you were meant for more. The moment you decide to let go of what is holding you back is the moment you begin to truly fly. Pain is an inevitable part of life. No one walks through this world without facing hardship, disappointment, or struggle. But what separates those who rise from those who remain stuck is not the absence of pain. It is how they choose to use it. Every setback, every heartbreak, every failure carries within it the potential to transform you. The question is, will you allow your pain to break you, or will you use it to build something greater? There is a common belief that pain weakens us, that suffering takes away our strength. But the truth is, pain has the power to shape us in ways nothing else can. When you face adversity, you are given a choice to let it define you or to let it refine you. The most resilient people are not those who have never suffered, but those who have learned how to turn their pain into power. They have taken their struggles and used them as fuel to grow, to inspire, and to build something meaningful. Struggles are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to prepare you. Think about the hardest moments of your life, the times when you felt lost, broken, or completely defeated. At that moment, it may have seemed like the end, but looking back, you can see that those experiences taught you something. They made you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. They pushed you beyond your limits and forced you to grow in ways you never thought possible. Without those hardships, you would not be the person you are today. Pain teaches us lessons that success never could. When everything is going well, we rarely stop to reflect, to grow, or to change. But when we face challenges, we are forced to confront our weaknesses, to reevaluate our choices, and to find new strength within ourselves. Hardship forces us out of our comfort zones and into growth. It teaches us patience, endurance, and the ability to adapt. It shows us what truly matters and what we are capable of overcoming. There is a reason why some of the most successful people in the world have faced incredible adversity. Their struggles did not stop them. They fueled them. They took their pain and used it to push themselves forward. Instead of letting failure define them, they let it drive them. Instead of letting rejection break them, they let it motivate them. Instead of letting loss defeat them, they found purpose within it. The most inspiring stories are not the ones where everything was easy, but the ones where people turned their deepest struggles into their greatest strengths. It is easy to feel like a victim when life is unfair. It is easy to believe that your struggles are proof that you are unlucky, that life is against you, or that you are not meant to succeed. But that mindset will only keep you trapped. Pain is not a punishment, it is a teacher. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a fighter, everything changes. You realize that your hardships are not there to break you, but to build you into someone stronger than you ever imagined. One of the most powerful things you can do is take control of your narrative. Instead of saying, "I suffered," say, "I survived." Instead of saying, "I lost," say, "I learned." Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "I grew." The way you frame your struggles determines how they shape you. If you see them as burdens, they will weigh you down. But if you see them as stepping stones, they will elevate you. There will always be moments in life that test you. There will be heartbreak, rejection, loss, and failure. But within each of those moments is an opportunity to rise, to learn, and to become stronger. You may not have control over what happens to you, but you have complete control over how you respond. You can let pain make you bitter, or you can let it make you better. You can let struggles defeat you, or you can let them empower you. The choice is always yours. Pain does not last forever. No matter how deep the wounds, no matter how heavy the burden, there comes a day when you look back and realize that what once seemed impossible to survive has made you unbreakable. The storm that once shook you has now strengthened your roots. The hardship that once felt unbearable has become the foundation of your strength. You have already overcome so much, more than you ever thought you could. And if you can survive the past, you can rise above anything the future holds. Turning pain into power is not about ignoring your struggles or pretending they do not exist. It is about using them as fuel. It is about taking everything life has thrown at you and turning it into something meaningful. Your pain is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of something greater. Every scar you carry is proof of your resilience. Every tear you have shed is a symbol of your strength, and every hardship you have faced has prepared you for something bigger. Your struggles are not your weakness, they are your superpower. And when you learn to embrace them, nothing can hold you back. Perfection is an illusion that holds so many people back from making progress in their lives. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect circumstances before they take action. But the truth is, perfection does not exist. No one starts as an expert. No one wakes up one day with everything figured out. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who wait for the perfect moment. They are the ones who show up consistently, no matter how imperfect their efforts may be. Real success is not about making massive changes overnight. It is about taking small, consistent steps every single day. The world often glorifies dramatic transformations, overnight success stories, and big breakthroughs. But what people don't see are the years of effort, the daily discipline, and the quiet persistence behind those achievements. Every great musician, athlete, entrepreneur, or leader did not reach the top because of one big, life-changing moment. They got there because they committed to their craft every single day, even when they did not feel like it, even when progress was slow, even when no one was watching. The problem with chasing perfection is that it leads to procrastination. People convince themselves that they cannot start until everything is just right. They tell themselves they will begin their fitness journey when they find the perfect workout plan. They will start a business when they have the perfect idea. They will pursue their dreams when they feel completely ready. But that moment never comes. There will always be something that is not quite right, something that could be better, something that makes them hesitate. And in that hesitation, time slips away. Opportunities pass by. Dreams remain unfulfilled. On the other hand, consistency is what builds momentum. It is about doing what you can with what you have right now. It is about taking action even when it feels small, even when progress seems invisible. A single workout will not make you fit, but exercising consistently over months and years will transform your health. Writing one page will not make you an author, but writing every day will eventually create a book. Making one investment will not make you wealthy, but consistent financial discipline will build lasting prosperity. Small actions repeated over time create extraordinary results. The power of consistency lies in its ability to compound. Just like a drop of water wears down a stone, small efforts accumulate over time to create significant change. Many people underestimate the impact of daily habits because they do not see immediate results. They start something new, but when they do not see instant success, they give up, thinking it is not working. But true progress happens beneath the surface. It is like planting a seed. It does not sprout the moment it is placed in the soil. It needs time, sunlight, and water. If you keep nurturing it, eventually it grows into something strong and lasting. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with consistency is because they focus too much on the end goal and not enough on the process. They get overwhelmed by how far they still have to go instead of celebrating the small wins along the way. But the key to staying consistent is to fall in love with the journey, not just the destination. When you focus on the process, on showing up, improving a little each day, and trusting that progress is being made, you build habits that make success inevitable. Another challenge people face is the fear of making mistakes. They worry that if they cannot do something perfectly, they should not do it at all. But consistency is not about being flawless. It is about being persistent. It is okay to have bad days. It is okay to fail, to struggle, to feel unmotivated sometimes. What matters is that you keep going. Progress is not about never falling. It is about getting back up every time you do. Success is not reserved for the most talented, the most intelligent, or the most privileged. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. The person who works out 3 times a week for a year will be in better shape than the person who goes to the gym every day for a month and then stops. The person who writes 1 page a day will finish their book before the person who waits for inspiration to strike. The person who saves a little money every month will build more wealth than the person who waits for the perfect financial opportunity. No one ever feels completely ready. No one has all the answers when they start. The people who achieve their dreams are simply those who take the first step and then keep going. They do not worry about being perfect. They focus on being consistent. They understand that real transformation does not come from a single moment of greatness, but from a lifetime of dedication. Every great achievement starts with small, simple actions repeated consistently over time. It is not about doing everything at once. It is about doing something every day. The key is not perfection, it is persistence. The moment you stop chasing perfection and start embracing consistency, everything changes. The results may not be immediate, but they will be inevitable. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your mindset, your energy, and ultimately your life. Whether you realize it or not, your environment shapes the way you think, feel, and act. The conversations you engage in, the energy you absorb, and the beliefs you reinforce are largely influenced by those around you. This is why it is so important to be mindful of the company you keep. If you want to grow, to succeed, and to live a life full of purpose and positivity, you must surround yourself with people who uplift you, not those who drain you. Negative energy is contagious. Being around people who constantly complain, doubt, or criticize will slowly start affecting your own mindset. You may not notice it at first, but over time, their negativity seeps into your thoughts, making you question yourself, your abilities, and your dreams. You start believing that life is unfair, fair, that opportunities are scarce, and that success is reserved for a lucky few. When you spend time with people who focus on problems rather than solutions, who see obstacles instead of opportunities, you begin to see the world through the same lens. And before you know it, you become stuck in a cycle of negativity that holds you back from reaching your full potential. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with positive, driven, and inspiring individuals, everything changes. Their energy pushes you forward. Their belief in possibilities makes you believe in yourself. Their determination fuels your own ambition. When you are around people who talk about growth, success, and opportunities, you start seeing those things as achievable for yourself. They remind you that challenges are temporary, that failures are lessons, and that your dreams are worth pursuing. These are the people who celebrate your victories, encourage your progress, and remind you of your strength when you doubt yourself. Your environment is not just about the people you interact with. It is also about the content you consume, the habits you develop, and the energy you allow into your space. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, whether it is through toxic relationships, discouraging conversations, or even negative news and social media, it will weigh you down. But when you choose to fill your life with inspiration, motivation, and empowering influences, you create an environment that nurtures growth. This could mean reading books that challenge your perspective, listening to speakers who uplift you, or following people who inspire you to be better. The energy you allow into your life matters more than you think. One of the hardest but most necessary things you will ever do is distance yourself from people who drain your energy. It is not easy to walk away from friendships that no longer serve you, from relationships that bring you down, or from environments that limit your growth. But you cannot grow in a space that is suffocating you. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, you will never be able to fully step into your power. It is not selfish to protect your energy. It is necessary. You do not owe anyone your time, your attention, or your emotional investment if they do not bring value to your life. Letting go of toxic people does not mean you have to hate them or wish them harm. It simply means you recognize that their energy is not aligned with the life you want to create. Some people are stuck in cycles of negativity, and no matter how much you try to uplift them, they will resist change. You cannot force someone to see the world differently, but you can choose to walk away and focus on your own growth. The more you surround yourself with people who are positive, ambitious, and kind-hearted, the more you will see yourself evolving into the best version of who you are meant to be. At the same time, it is important to be the kind of person you want to attract. If you want to be surrounded by uplifting and inspiring individuals, you must also be a source of good energy. Encourage others, celebrate their successes, and bring positivity into your conversations. Be the friend who listens, the supporter who believes in others, and the person who spreads motivation instead of doubt. The energy you give out is the energy you attract. When you radiate positivity, you naturally draw like-minded people into your life. Growth is a journey, and the people you surround yourself with either help you climb higher or hold you back. Life is too short to spend it with those who make you feel small, who belittle your dreams, or who drain your spirit. Choose your circle wisely. Choose people who inspire you to do better, who remind you of your worth, and who believe in your potential even on the days you doubt yourself. The right energy will push you forward, keep you grounded, and help you become everything you are meant to be. Fear is one of the biggest barriers that hold people back from reaching their full potential. It keeps them stuck in the same routines, the same environments, and the same mindset year after. But if you want 2025 to be different, you have to be willing to do something different. You have to break free from the limitations that fear has placed on you. Growth does not happen within the comfort zone. It happens when you step outside of it, when you take risks, and when you face your fears head on. Every person has dreams, goals, and ambitions, but most people never go after them because they are afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of what people might think. But the truth is, fear is just an illusion. It only has power over you if you let it. The most successful people in the world are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear stop them. They understand that taking risks is necessary for growth. They know that every great achievement begins with a moment of uncertainty, with a decision to step into the unknown despite the fear. Playing it safe might feel comfortable, but it will never lead to growth. Staying in the same place, doing the same things, and avoiding challenges may protect you from failure, but it will also keep you from success. If you never take risks, you will never know what you are truly capable of. You will never experience the thrill of achieving something you once thought was impossible. You will never unlock the doors to new opportunities, new experiences, and a new version of yourself. The fear of failure is what stops most people from taking action. They worry about making mistakes, about things not going as planned, about looking foolish. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. Every successful person has failed many times. The difference is that they did not let failure define them. Instead, they used it as a lesson, a stepping stone, a chance to grow stronger and wiser. Failure is not the end, it is just a chapter in your story, and the more you embrace it, the more fearless you become. Taking risks does not mean being reckless. It does not mean jumping into something blindly without preparation. It means being willing to step into uncertainty with courage. It means understanding that discomfort is a sign of growth. It means pushing yourself beyond what feels easy and familiar because you know that the best things in life come from taking a chance. Fear will always be there, whispering doubts in your mind, making you question yourself. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite it. Every time you take a risk, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fears. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you expand it. What once felt impossible becomes normal. What once scared you becomes something you handle with confidence. Growth is a process, and the more you push yourself, the more you realize that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. Some of the greatest moments in life come from taking chances. That job you never thought you could get, you might land it if you take the risk and apply. That dream of starting your own business, it will remain a dream unless you take the leap. That skill you have always wanted to learn, you will never master it if you never begin. The life you want is on the other side of your fears, waiting for you to be brave enough to step forward. You do not have to take massive leaps all at once. Small, consistent risks can lead to incredible changes over time. Say yes to opportunities, even if they scare you. Speak up for yourself, even if your voice shakes. Try something new, even if you are afraid of failing. Every time you do something that challenges you, you grow, you build confidence, you expand your possibilities. The comfort zone may feel safe, but it is also where dreams go to die. If you want 2025 to be the best year of your life, you have to be willing to challenge yourself in ways you never have before. You have to be willing to face your fears instead of running from them. You have to take risks, even when the outcome is uncertain, because the truth is growth never happens in comfort. It happens when you dare to step into the unknown, when you embrace challenges instead of avoiding them, and when you refuse to let fear dictate your future. The choice is yours. Stay where you are, or take a risk and step into the life you were meant to live. There comes a moment in life when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No miracle, no magic, no shortcut. If you want 2025 to be the best year of your life, then let me tell you a hard truth. It all begins with you. And lastly, love yourself enough to fight for your dreams. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. The only thing standing between you and the best year of your life is the decision to start now. So tell me, will you let 2025 pass by like every other year? Or will you make it the year you finally rise? The choice is yours.